What's up? This is Dreagen here. Joining me is...
Ashley.
And today we're going to be doing that super cool thing that all the super cool kids on YouTube are doing these days. So hip. A reaction video to a trailer for a feature film that is coming out. Since we do the Kaiju Cataclysm podcast...
Freaking say it.
Yeah, if I can get it out of my mouth. I figure we do our first kind of reaction video to the new Kong Skull Island trailer. Episode 3 was talking all about it, and now this is kind of our first official look.
Trailer's hot off of Comic-Con.
Yes, it is, and I'm assuming we're going to see Kong in this, or some variation of him, at least a little bit of him.
Little taste.
Little taste, you know, just a little bit, just a little bit. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out the trailer for Kong Skull Island.
Here we go.
Survey job. Just chopper
Got
the
dudes
minute out.
walking. Mr. Sam Jackson. Sexy boys.
Oh man,
No smoking.
they're so excited.
They're gonna die.
Probably.
Probably. That's what we call cannon fodder, boys and girls. Some nice shots. On location shots. It's Hawaii. I recognize Hawaii. Hiddleston.
Hiddles. He looks weird without being so dark and handsome.
Now he's just as whoa. Sam Jackson's like,
Motherfucker.
I know, right? He's like, oh shit. They're fine. I'm sure that they're. Damn.
Dun, 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 dun.
I know, right? Well, he's pissed.
Everything
Shit
I
was not
don't
insured.
What the fuck? Was that a spider?
Blow your head off.
No. All I know is that Sam Jackson's got a gun and he's not looking happy.
Is this actually Monster Island?
I know, right? Well, it's really nice. It's a really nice looking movie so far.
Damn. That is a
ass.
big ass hand.
Fire's always good. Some bones,
Bones.
big bones.
Long before mankind.
Insert joke there.
I spent
Reactions.
30 years trying to prove the truth.
So far, it's a gorgeous look. Corey Hawkins.
Monsters exist.
What are those bones?
I think those were the gorilla bones that we saw in some of those photos from the set. I think.
Whoa.
Damn. Plenty of
That's
shot there.
some Kong booty.
Is a monster from some bygone era. It's trying to show that man
That's what I eat. Big shadow. Lock and load.
is king.
See, they keep showing that.
Triceratops.
Oh,
There he is, a little bit. Bitch slap.
damn. That sucks.
I'm sure
His
that
days
guy's.
were
I'm sure
in.
that guy's fine. I'm sure he's fine.
Hi, guys.
Damn.
Oh my god. His face is giant. He's probably gonna eat him. Not really. I don't know.
I don't know. Kong Skull Island.
March.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, there we have it. Our first, official look, I guess. Saw a lot more than I thought it was going to be for like a teaser trailer. Like usually they're like, again, some guys in the woods or whatever, and then like a shadow, and then like the name and the release date. But they actually showed us like
Yeah, they showed a lot actually.
they didn't. I mean, Kong was mostly silhouetted, but again, I'm not surprised because they're still working on the visual effects, so they're not really done. You know.
Dang.
Little known fact: fire and fur are the two hardest things to digitally animate, and since Kong is covered
Especially
in fur,
wet fur.
yeah, so I'm not surprised that they're not showing much of him. Like, I mean, a lot of. I
You
mean,
still saw a lot more than I
yeah,
thought we would.
I like the silhouette though. It kind of it made
Well,
me.
it's a setting sun. It fits, and the whole trailer kind of had that lighting where it kind of was like that yellowish.
It made me think of an
warm
old
lighting.
that shot of him when you see it. It made me think actually of like an old western, like like Kong is like the last. He's like he's like a Clint Eastwood. Kong just pulled out two big guns, just blasting away like. That explains why
Well,
Sam
that took a
Jackson brought the
turn.
gun. Kong just pulled out a big like bazooka, just starts
my God.
wasting like whoa. No, it was good. I liked it. I saw that Triceratops skull that did not look fossilized. So obviously, in some point in recent geologic history,
There be some dinos.
there were some dinosaurs, which I don't think people realize because this is in the Godzilla cinematic universe. The Kong, where Godzilla, aside from the fact that Godzilla existed, was kind of very much grounded in reality, and by there being now like a lost island with big gorilla, a lost island where dinosaurs existed.
Questionable giant spiders.
Yeah, questionable giant spider. I don't know if that was a giant spider.
It
or
looked
something
like a big ass daddy long leg or something.
Yeah. It's kind of like this. I think are already kind of expanding what is possible in the Godzilla universe. I mean,
and they have the ability to do that now.
Yeah, I mean, granted, this movie doesn't look like it's fantasy, but it looks like it's a lot more of a stretch of reality than just Godzilla. So I think already this is kind of opening up what's possible. So now when you hear that Mothra is going to be in Godzilla 2, a lot of people think, well, they're just going to make it be a giant species of moth and remove kind of all the mysticism.
If that is a big ass spider,
but I think like Mothra always kind of had that mysticism element to her. Like obviously in some version she was a legit deity. I mean, I don't think they're gonna go that far with it, but the idea of like
if they have like some, a lot of the older ones, it's like a
tribe that worships her.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think maybe now there might be kind of a.
Obviously, we saw there was like a tribe person.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would you see the two twin fairies with Mothra? Before, a lot of people saying you're not going to see that, but now you might see some kind of.
I mean, it would probably be like.
They wouldn't be small.
They wouldn't be fairies, but they could be like priestesses or something.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more of
As
that.
it is, it looks like they're going to have something like that with this movie.
With Kong, yeah, like ancient civilization, like John was saying, this isn't our world. This is a world for monsters. I think it's going to show like, okay, once upon a time, basically, it's kind of like we were all worshiping giant monsters at some point. Which I like. So I think, again, they're going to kind of expand this universe more. And I think Kong is going to help that out a lot. And then Godzilla 2 will come out and you'll start seeing maybe more with like Mothra. Because Mothra, I think, would be more of a... I mean, Kong is ancient, but he's not like, like millions of years old ancient. So I think Mothra might kind of fall into that category a little bit. So that's kind of cool. We might even see, too, some kind of Easter eggs of Mothra and Rodan and all that. And Godzilla maybe even... But yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, it was good. He reminded me of like a giant Harry and the Hendersons because he stood up. Right, that's the thing. He wasn't really built.
His posture is more human.
Yeah, which obviously in the original
'62
film, it was a guy in a suit, so you really couldn't do like a gorilla because gorillas have those short, stubby back legs and obviously the big forearms, so they're essentially quadrupeds. But when Kong fought, he looked like a giant Sasquatch, basically. Which, ironically enough, now that they could do a legit giant gorilla, they're not. They're going.
I know, ironically.
But I think Kong,
it works.
I think they're trying to separate it from their Peter Jackson film too, where he was literally just a big silverback gorilla. Whereas here they're trying to think it's a gorilla, kinda, but it's kind of more of its own.
He's still kind of a monster.
Well, yeah, he's a kaiju, and I think that's smart. They're separating him from just a bigger version of an actual. Yeah, he's big. He's 100 feet tall.
I didn't expect him to be that big.
He's still like 200 something feet shorter than the new Godzilla. So
but you know what? It's a little more believable why they're gonna fight.
I'm hoping he's gonna grow because he's essentially up to like Godzilla's hip or a little bit past his knee. So Godzilla can still like kick the shit out of him, literally.
Be a growing boy.
Yeah.
I mean, if this takes place in the 70s, then obviously Godzilla's modern day, so...
Well, and that's my question, is like, why are they...
40 years for him to get bigger?
Well, yeah, and I think maybe that's the reason why he's taking place in the 70s, is that they're gonna give Kong... But then again, the question is, where does Kong go? Because obviously when Godzilla takes place... We see Godzilla in 54, and then obviously he goes to sleep for like decades, and then we don't see him again to 2014... So that explains where he's been, but like, where does Kong go?
Guess that's going to depend on how this movie ends.
Yeah, that's
and if they're going to make a sequel to it.
I mean, it sounds like they're trying to make it like, all right, Kong and Godzilla fighting is going to be kind of like their Avengers movie, but Kong is going to have his own movies. Godzilla's going to have his own movies, and I know
unless they do it where this is kind of like the origin story, and then. So that's the thing, though. Are they doing a second one after, or are they going straight into Godzilla versus King Kong after?
Well, the next time you're going to see Kong will be in Godzilla versus King Kong, but from what I understand...
So then following that, probably it'll be obviously modern day.
Well, yeah, it's going to be one of those things where I think it's like, Kong's going to have his own movie, and it sounds like, too, they also want to do, like, other original monsters, too. They're going to have kind of Kong and Godzilla as, like, the showrunners.
Yeah.
But in addition to, getting some known monsters, Thomas told us that I think he wants to get some original ones, too. So
I think that'd be good, because it's bringing more to the cinematic universe, It's not just constant, I don't want to say rehashes, but you know what I mean? Like,
And it's also expensive as hell, the concept of buying the rights to other monsters.
Yeah.
So we can have a couple big ones, and then like, hey, look, there's a giant rhino monster or whatever we made out there. Hey, free. But yeah, so Kong, Skull Island, it looks good. It's a very good-looking movie. I mean, again, also we'll see how the movie actually is in March 2017. But from the look of it, I like the way it's shot. I like the lighting. It has kind of that orange look, which makes you think
very
of
warm.
Which makes me think of the 70s. I can't remember the director's name. I'll have to look it up after. I know his name, but I just get cut naturally whenever I try to think of something.
Brain fart.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say he might be the guy directing Godzilla 2 and 3. The third one being Kong versus Godzilla. Only because, again, not only did Gareth Edwards leave the production, but they pushed the release back for each movie back a year, and Godzilla 2 and 3 are coming out back to back. So they're going to be shooting those movies back to back. So whoever is directing Godzilla 2, I think, will also be directing Godzilla 3, Godzilla vs. King Kong. And since they're wrapping up this movie now, it's in post-production, it gives them enough time to finish that up before the production of Godzilla 2 would even start. So I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe he might be directing it. Like you know,
possible.
yeah, you did a good job with this one. Want to go, and since you want to direct Kong again and fighting God. So I mean, maybe not, but this will be my prediction. Okay, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if I'm right, then behold my clairvoyance. So I liked it. I mean, I was always interested, but I was never like a huge Kong fan. Like,
yeah.
But this is definitely this. It seems like Kong is. I've always said that.
I like the direction they're taking it, because I can't even remember if I saw the Peter Jackson one, because I was just like,
I mean, it was very
away.
much an homage to the 30s
Yeah,
film,
but...
which you know, I mean, and again, the 70s one was its own thing, but I've always said too that the Kong that fought Godzilla in '62, he really wasn't King. I mean, he's King Kong, but he was a very different take on it because they had to change him, because Kong was just a big gorilla. And they had to kind of
electricity powers or whatever.
Yeah, now they have to turn him into like, which I forgot to mention that was because originally Godzilla was supposed to be Frankenstein's monster, and obviously Frankenstein's monster was brought to life with electricity, but they couldn't get the rights to him, so then they got the rights to King Kong, another big Western monster.
Fuck it, keep the electricity.
Yeah, well, yeah, so they kind of
they need something.
It was kind of a carryover from it being Frankenstein's monster, so it was but. They basically turn him into a kaiju, and I like now how this film, it doesn't feel like the Peter Jackson. It doesn't feel like just King Kong to Big Gorilla. The fact that they even changed kind of his anatomy kind of lends itself more that this isn't just a plus-sized gorilla. This is something that might have been a gorilla, but now it's more of a monster. It's more its own, it's a kaiju. It's more of its own unique thing now.
Well, and I'm assuming they're doing the same kind of thing where all these creatures on Monster Island kind of evolved over time still, right?
I don't know. Like, apparently, I've been reading more, and they're looking for something. There's something on this island that they're searching for, or something where it's, I don't know, like this elixir or something. So maybe that these animals were kind of like mutated.
Fountain of youth.
Yeah, or who knows? Maybe there was an ancient civilization that developed something. I mean, that's kind of what Peter Jackson kind of hinted at. There was once a culture there. Well, maybe they're kind of doing something like that too. Which again, an ancient civilization that dealt with monsters. That could be how you introduce Mothra. We don't know. We literally like.
Again, maybe it's secretly Monster Island.
It could end up being like literally everything we know is in this trailer and what we talked about in episode 3 of the Kaiju Cataclysm. So until they release more, this is all we know. So
all speculation.
Yeah, it is all speculation, but it's fun. That's if you can't be on one side of the line or you're on this side of the line, that's all we can do is speculate. So let's have fun doing just that. So so Kong Skull Island, leave us your comments and let us know what you thought of the trailer. Whether you liked it, you didn't like it, do you think Kong's got a shot in hell against Godzilla?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was chucking that tree pretty hard.
Yeah, he threw that tree. He was like boom. Like, get the fuck out. Like, he was just done. He was not having them. He did not like Sing Sam Jackson.
At least he's not throwing poo.
Yeah, poo. I like that's how you you watch that whole
could
trailer and like could be worse. At least there was no poo.
That one scene with the bloody paw print or handprint is just poo.
It's just him with like really bad like
oh my god.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, like hemorrhoids or whatever.
Oh god, no.
Kong size hemorrhoids.
You know, I went there
That's
and
rough.
you just
That's why Kong's angry. He's just
They cut him out.
He's
That's
like,
why
"Man."
his face. He's like,
yeah, he's just on the toilet.
Saucer.
That could have been like
He's
him
like
on the
the
toilet, and they're
closet
like fighting, and then he's
Oh
just
my
rising
God.
up on the toilet. Like, really, you
I'm
guys
so
are gonna do
sorry.
this right now? I'm like dealing with some, serious Chipotle bowel movements.
Oh my
and,
god. Okay.
But so there you go. That's how it all starts, people. Kong versus Godzilla. It all just started with a bad morning at the Chipotle. We've all been there. All right, guys. So if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. We'll definitely be talking more about these kinds of movies. And if there are other, we kind of just reacted to this trailer because whatever, it's Kong. We've talked about it. But if you guys legitimately...
See, trailer we haven't both had seen yet. So.
Yeah, but if there are other trailers, even if it's not movies we talk about, but if you really, really want to see us
See our
ooh and ah to
faces.
them, let us know and we'll do it. Again, I'm just going to kind of right now keep it to the stuff we talk about here. But if if there's a Batman or whatever trailer that you just have
All
to
the Comic-Con trailers.
have to see us react to, we'll do it. So let us know, give us your feedback, Yeah. That's just it, like, a lot of that, to whatever trailer that's out there.
And then no one ever wanted
And then everyone just unlikes and unsubscribe. But yeah, so thanks guys for watching. Keep checking in with the channel for more of this kind of stuff. And again, let us know what you think. So catch you on the flip side.